Her eyes flickered to the back of the cab, to the two large crates secured behind the driver's seat. Inside those crates were her companions, her protectors, Thor and Athena, two German shepherds trained for military service. They were more than just dogs. They were her family, her lifeline. They had been with her through thick and thin, through the darkest nights and the loneliest stretches of highway. Sarah had served in the military herself, a medic, and it was there she had met Thor and Athena. They were part of a specialized K9 unit, trained to detect explosives and protect their handlers. When Sarah's tour ended, she couldn't bear to leave them behind. She adopted them, giving them a home and a purpose beyond the battlefield. They became her partners, her confidants, her silent guardians. The bikers continued their harassment, their actions growing bolder. One of them pulled up beside her passenger door, banging on the window with his fist. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest. She knew she had to do something. She couldn't let them intimidate her, couldn't let them win. She reached for the CB radio, her fingers shaking. "This is Big Rig Mama, calling for assistance," she said, her voice steady despite the fear that gnawed at her. "I'm being harassed by a group of bikers on Highway 40, mile marker 127. I need help." Silence met her call. She tried again, her voice rising slightly, but there was still no response. The bikers had found a dead zone, a place where radio signals couldn't reach. They had planned this, she realized, her blood turning cold. The biker who had been banging on her window now tried to open the door, his face contorted in a sneer. Sarah knew she couldn't wait any longer. She had to act. She reached for the release lever on the crates, her hands moving with practiced precision. Thor and Athena stirred, their ears perked, their eyes fixed on her. They sensed her fear, her tension. They were ready. "Okay, babies," she whispered, her voice trembling slightly. "It's time to show them what you're made of." She pressed the release, and the crates swung open. Thor and Athena leaped out, their powerful bodies moving with a grace that belied their size. They were magnificent creatures, their coats gleaming in the fading light, their eyes burning with a fierce loyalty. The bikers, startled by the sudden appearance of the dogs, pulled back slightly. Thor and Athena stood at the open door, their stance aggressive, their teeth bared. They growled, a low, guttural sound that sent a wave of fear through the bikers. The biker who had been trying to open the door froze, his eyes wide with terror. He had seen dogs before, but none like these. Thor and Athena were not pets. They were trained professionals, their every move calculated, their every growl a warning. Sarah watched as the bikers began to back away, their bravado fading. They had underestimated her, had mistaken her kindness for weakness. They had no idea who she was or what she was capable of. "Back off," she said, her voice firm, her eyes blazing. "Leave me alone, or you'll regret it." The bikers hesitated, their eyes darting between Sarah and the dogs. They knew they were outmatched. They had picked the wrong target. One by one, they turned their bikes around and sped off, their engines roaring into the night. Sarah watched them go, her heart still pounding, her body shaking with adrenaline. She had faced her fears, had stood her ground, and she had won. She turned to Thor and Athena, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Good boys, good girls," she said, her voice choked with emotion. She hugged them tightly, burying her face in their fur. They licked her face, their tongues warm and comforting. Sarah closed the truck door, securing the crates once more. She took a deep breath, trying to calm her racing heart. She looked out at the road ahead, the darkness stretching into the distance. She knew she still had miles to go, but she wasn't afraid anymore. She had her companions, her protectors, her family. She started the engine, the rumble of the truck filling the silence. She pulled back onto the highway, her headlights cutting through the darkness. She was Big Rig Mama, and she wouldn't be intimidated. She was a survivor, a warrior, a woman who knew how to take care of herself. And she had her K9s, her loyal, loving K9s, by her side. The rest of the night was uneventful. The road stretched out before her, a ribbon of asphalt under the vast, starlit sky. Sarah drove on, her heart filled with a quiet strength. She knew she could face anything as long as she had Thor and Athena with her. The bond between them was unbreakable, a testament to the power of love and loyalty.